When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle. Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish. Magical.
The podcast that misses 100% of the cum shots it doesn't take.
It's absolutely true.
And boy, do I miss them.
Yeah. You haven't, not this trip yet, right?
Not this trip yet.
Okay, great.
I haven't been jizzed on yet this trip. Is that what you're asking, Mike?
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, hello, Washington, D.C. Thank you for being here. This is fantastic. Y'all are wonderful.
Your weather's beautiful. I don't know what Mike was talking about.
Okay, yeah, I realized. Here's the thing. On the DC episode,
Yeah.
I for sure called this place a swamp that nobody wanted, and I apologize profusely. I did not mean that.
It's lovely.
It is lovely.
I don't know what you meant. The people are very nice.
People are very, very nice here. They're also kind of forward, which I really appreciate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
That boy's tongue was forward in my mouth.
Yeah, that's true. We went to Bunker last night, and I found Kyle with another boy attached to his face.
It was great.
Okay.
I had a great time at Bunker.
Okay, we just got to get this out of the way right out of the gate. Which direction is the White House? That way? Okay, everybody on three, we're going to middle finger that direction. 1, 2, 3. Great, excellent, thank you. This is the one finger salute. Somebody on Grindr told me, whatever you do, don't talk about there being a constitutional crisis because that's all anybody fucking talks about in this town. So we're just like, it'll probably come up. Let's not kid ourselves, but I'm not going to try to make that the focus today, you know?
Okay, yeah, the topic is not constitutional crisis
Right.
or anything.
For absolutely no reason whatsoever, we keep the topic a secret until after the news. Don't know why we do it, but Mama loves a tradition, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. A big thank you to Pitchers and Dave and Barbie and the staff here. They've been absolutely wonderful. Really, really appreciate you all hosting us. How many of you have heard the show before? Okay, yeah. I appreciate the hand raise. This is an audio medium.
This is a podcast, but
how many of you are gayish virgins? Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. We love a virgin.
Come on in. It's gonna be nice.
And then I always like to ask, how many of you are members of the LGBTQIA plus community, queer people? And this is the fun, awkward silence. Straight people, allies?
Yeah! Some very excited allies.
See, Kyle, we do have straight people that listen to us sometimes.
They're going to leave about halfway through.
Well, reminder, this is a very, very not safe for work show. We talk about gay stereotypes, one topic per week, and we are turning 8 years old in 2 weeks. So we've been at this for 8 years. This is episode 431, which I don't know. When is AI just going to start doing the show for us, Kyle? And Kyle?
Right? That'll be the dream. Just feed it. I think we could feed it all of our episodes and just be like, create an episode out of this.
We're going to do that. We have to, right? Just on principle?
The next time, if I sound a little bit like this, it's not me.
Please take as many selfies and videos as you possibly can. Just be egregious with it. Tag all of them at Gayish Podcast. It gives Derek something to do for that tiny, tiny paycheck we give him. And we are going to do a shot at the break per tradition. So if you want to join us for that shot, you can get a shot before we get to the break. And if you've listened to the show, you know that we do the Gayest and Straightest at the end of every episode. And we would love to hear yours. We love doing our live and in-person Gayestesses and Straightestesses. So be thinking about that and ready to share.
Do you have your Gayest and Straightest?
Oh, do I?
Oh, God. Do we?
Yeah, I do.
No, we can do some show prep right now if we need to.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I do.
Okay. So, at a certain level of Patreon, also known as the Use Mike's Whole benefit, if you send in 100 words, I will say them. Doesn't matter what they are. And I was very, very torn about how to handle this situation. There are 2 people in the room who submitted 100 words for today's show, so I'm going to do both of them so that neither of them have to feel bad. And mostly me, so I don't have to feel bad.
And I just get to chill.
Yeah, you just get to chill. So gonna do both of them. But first, we're going to do this one. 100 words. Hi, Mike, Kyle, and Derek. First of all, welcome to Washington, D.C. I hope you enjoy our monuments, especially the phallic ones, while y'all are in town. Secondly, here are my 100 words for this week, which I presume you will be reading while I am in the audience at Pitchers. Listen up to those living in Wisconsin and Florida, but especially Wisconsin. There are special elections on April 1st, and if you want to stop Trump and Elon Muskrat, you have the power to do that. In Wisconsin, there's a critical Supreme Court election that will decide the balance of the court, whether it will keep being liberal or change to conservative, and killing any chance Wisconsin will have fair districts and elections. Musk is spending $13 million in this election, so to stop his power grab, please vote on April 1st for Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Anyway, thanks as always for the great show and the opportunities for me to use Mike's Whole to spread civic engagement. Best, John Wong.
You read the whole email again.
I know. It's because I'm harder to edit live, Kyle.
I know, right? It's the worst.
Thank you for that, John, and I really do appreciate the fact that you are always using my whole for
good
civic engagement.
Using it for good.
Really appreciate that. Where'd you go? Anyway, I'll say thank you again later. Yeah, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Do we have more chit chat?
I don't know. How was your night last night?
It was good.
We went to I forget where we went to JR's,
and then we went to Crush.
That's the one.
And then we went to Bunker.
Right.
And then I think we went home.
And then we went home. Yes.
I do not remember getting home.
Oh.
I had my contacts in, and this morning I legit woke up and I thought, oh my God, are my contacts still in my face? Nope, they were in their case, in the sink.
Oh, good for you. Good for drunk you.
I mean, sometimes drunk me takes them out and eats them, which is, that's not an okay thing to do.
No, it's a weird thing that we've talked about.
Yeah,
We've had conversations
I try
about
to
this.
stop. I try to stop.
Okay.
That's enough of that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here's the news.
Shut your mouth hole, it's time for your ear holes. News.
Kyle, you're doing such a good job of playing the music.
Thank you so much. I'm pressing a button. I'm very good at that.
I'm a control freak, and I was so worried you were going to fuck it up. And you're
thanks for the confidence.
You're killing it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so first of all, this is an update to an ongoing news story that I think I even have missed the latest update. But a judge has blocked Trump's trans service member ban.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep. In a powerful rebuke on Tuesday, Washington, D.C. U.S. District Judge Anna Reyes issued a preliminary injunction blocking the administration's trans military ban, calling it, quote, soaked in animus and dripping with pretext.
Oh, just dripping.
Yeah, she made it sound so sexy.
I know, right? Wow. Love it.
There are estimated to be thousands of trans members in the services and other trans folks who want to enlist. And this decision is very, very good news for them. We'll, of course, see what happens, how it falls out. But that's
like everything. Like every single decision, then someone files a court appeal, and then it goes to the courts, and then someone blocks it, and then they do it anyway. Like this is tiring.
Yep. That constitutional crisis we're not going to talk about.
Oh, right. Sorry. Shit.
Okay, so that was the update. News the first. The Dickbag Fuckface Asshole administration is preparing to eliminate all federal funding for domestic HIV prevention programs.
Wow, they're on the pro HIV side?
Yeah.
That's a rare side these days.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Like, yay AIDS is not a good look for anybody, right?
No.
The decision, which could be announced within the next 48 hours, and this story I got just a couple of days ago, so maybe they'll get to it next week, who knows, would shut down the CDC HIV prevention division and halt all federally funded prevention efforts. And, of course, folks are worried that this not only leads down the path of stopping people from getting the treatment that they need because they're HIV positive, but also preventative measures like PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, and PEP. And but
Thank
also,
God for PEP. Man, I can't remember the days when we didn't have it, and it's just the idea of someone taking that away is horrifying.
I remember those days because I'm old.
I mean, I do. You're not that old. I do too, because it just happened. But you know,
one of the big fears here, though, is that a lot of federal funding ends up going for research. So it's less about losing access to the medications that we have, but about losing access to the future medications that might do these things more effectively or more cheaper or with less tax on the body. So, yeah, it really sucks. Fuck that guy. Fuck everything he stands for.
everything's bad, and you should feel bad today.
I hope he hears me, and I hope he shows up. What would we do if you came to Pictures right now?
I don't know. Kick him in the butt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, news the second. So World Pride 2025 in Washington, D.C. was, yeah. Have you been before? Round of applause if you've been to World Pride before. Okay, great. Yeah, excellent. It's meant to be a global celebration of resilience, history, and solidarity, but apparently a lot of the international portions of World Pride are very worried about sending their people to the United States. Is it safe to travel here, is the question. Yeah. The African Human Rights Coalition called for a boycott of World Pride, citing grave concerns about the safety of foreign LGBTQ attendees here, especially trans folks and people of color. The organization, which advocates for LGBTQ Africans and asylum seekers, likened attending World Pride in the United States to legitimizing apartheid-era South Africa.
Damn.
Arguing that visibility in a hostile environment does not guarantee safety or progress. And of course, the organizers of World Pride, like, they've been organizing for a really long time right here in Washington, D.C., and they're like, yeah, we super get it, and please come.
Please still come anyway.
I mean, it's a little. This year's event is May 17th to June 8th, and it is the 50th.
You still have time.
The 50th anniversary of Pride celebrations here in DC. So it's going to go forward. What can we do to make all of those people feel welcome and safe? And that's it's tough. That's a tough road to hoe. I think.
Yeah, that's really rough.
Like I thought. Okay. On par, same amount of impact is our show, and
Sure.
but I was like, is it bad that we're going to Texas in a couple of weeks?
Well, I'm
right?
from there, so I got to go home.
And we were just in Georgia, right? Like that's not like.
I think doing something real gay in a red state is like an act of rebellion that I think is a good thing.
Okay. I mean,
So
we went, and we're going to go. I already paid for the tickets. So.
So just like fuck a bunch of dudes while you're there.
Yeah, live and in person. What?
I just realized I didn't turn off my phone.
Oh.
I'm a professional podcaster. It's okay. Everyone shut up.
How's Sniffies in DC, Kyle?
I have not been on Sniffies too much. There were like a ton of people around, and I got a few messages, but I didn't reply to them. Sorry. I'm that person.
Oh.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't know. Some hot muscly dude on Grindr emailed me.
Nice.
Emailed me.
Get it.
Sure.
Grinded you?
He grinded me. Yeah.
News the last.
I just realized I could play the new song again. I could play it as much as I want.
Sure.
No, I'm not going to. It's just like intrusive thoughts, you know? It's just right there at my fingertips.
News the last.
Yeah.
Among the myriad ways the Trump administration is working hard to dismantle the federal government, the Defense Department seems to be purging people who are not cis, straight, white men from their website, including, and this must not stand, iconic Golden Girls actress Bea Arthur.
Why was she... What?
A big boo for that, right? Not her. No, yay for her, but boo for like removing her from the website.
Why was she on their website?
So here's the thing. She was in the military. She was in the Marine Corps, and her enlistment photo was on the DoD's website. Long before gay audiences fell in love with her when she played boundary-pushing, strong female characters, first on Maude and then on Golden Girls, she became one of the first women to join the U.S. Marine Corps Women's Reserve. Bea Arthur's a stage name. She was known as Bernice Frankel. That was her birth name or whatever.
Good call, B.
Yeah.
Good update.
Joined the Marines in 1943 during World War II, just 5 days after they began recruiting women. This is according to the National World War II Museum. And they're just so rabid to like remove anything that is remotely threatening to cis white straight dudes, Christian dudes.
Yeah.
That she had to go apparently, and like don't fuck with the Golden Girls.
Yeah, you do what you want.
Do what you want.
to HIV research, but not my Golden Girls.
Don't take away my poppers, and don't fuck with the Golden Girls.
I'm still not over the fact they're coming after poppers. That's rough.
Yeah, they're terrible, terrible people. Everything's bad, and you should feel bad today. That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of beloved icons, I want to thank the following new Patreon members. Thank you to Brando Maximus. What a name.
Brando Max. Oh, we know that bitch.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, from the Chicago show. I hit on him, and he was really embarrassed.
Perfect. Thank you to Jesse.
Just Jesse?
That's an easy one. And thank you to Tim. Oh, Jesse and Tim. 2 easy names. I got it. And Matt H. Oh, my God. I can say all these names.
Matt H?
Matt H. I think there's a porn star named Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes, giant dick.
Yeah. I wonder if that's him. Anyway, if you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Yeah, do it.
And if you want to use Mike's hole, you can join Patreon.
Yeah, you can use my hole. Like my hole is about to be used right now.
Live on stage.
Live and on
Mike's
stage.
hole gets used.
Our second 100 words comes from Avi. Thanks, Avi. Hi, Mike and Kyle and Derek. And yes, I'm going to read the whole fucking email.
I know
Kyle,
you
shut
will.
up.
I know. Whatever.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting. New Patreon member here with 100 words. As some of the listeners seem uncomfortable with lesbians and things to do with vaginas, here is the beginning of a series of 100 words of lesbian smut to be submitted as often as I have time. Derek, thanks for the support of these ideas per my Insta message. Did I sign up for the Patreon just to do this? Maybe. Will I be at the DC show full of glee as you read this? Yes. Avi. Anyway, here's 100 words. Mike, feel free to start reading out loud here or be shady and read the messy part above. LOL.
Yeah.
Which stands for lots of lube.
Lots of lube.
Cassidy slid into a seat at the bar, sweat glistening on her flushed cheeks. Across from her, Alicia lounged. Alicia's eyes darted over Cassidy, noting red blush creeping up from her plunging cleavage to the rosy apples of her cheeks. I'm finally not late to a date, Cassidy panted as she kissed Alicia gently on her mouth. She sipped her water, cool droplets lingering on her luscious lips. Alicia smiled. Cassidy was always late. It was something Alicia loved about her. Her gray eyes lingered on Cassidy's lips. No worries, we're just eating out. No reason to rush. Thank you for that. I'm looking forward to seeing how this concludes. Okay, Kyle.
Yeah, Mike?
Are we ready to reveal the topic?
I think we're ready.
Are they ready? Are you ready for the topic reveal? Great. As I said earlier, for no reason whatsoever, we keep the topic a secret until right this very, very second, and mostly because it's just fun to have people yell things at you.
Yeah.
So we're going to count down from 3 to 1, and where there would be a 0, instead, you're going to yell the topic that Kyle will reveal in this giant-ass sign.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
There are two sides to this room.
The two sides to the room.
A little bit of twist.
That's right. Let's try it again, Kyle.
Oh.
This time, now that everybody knows it.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
you.
See, they knew what I was trying to do. Yeah, we're going to talk about Bush.
Whenever people have asked, like I've told about this, they're like, "You're talking about Bush? Like what Bush?" And I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Let's talk about all of it."
We're going to talk about topiary. We're going to talk about pubic hair.
I'm not talking about topiary.
We're going to talk about dickbag fuckface assholes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about beer.
We're going to talk about that lesbian.
That lesbian. We're going to talk about a band. We have so much Bush.
So
everybody.
much Bush. Okay, but first we're going to
Bush
start
everywhere.
There's so much Bush, and not a drop to drink. We're going to start with Urban Dictionary. I have a few Bush-related definitions that I'm going to tell you. What is before I read the first one, is just the definition of Bush, the top 3 definitions of Bush.
Okay.
What is your assumption when someone says Bush?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm a sweet, summer, innocent child, and I think of a topiary.
Really?
I think of a shrubby plant thing.
That's so lame.
I know. Although we're going to talk about like personal stuff. But mostly like I don't know. Pubic hair doesn't do anything for me. I know that for a lot of people, that's top of mind, right? Is pubic hair?
Yeah, pubic hair. But like, when you think pubic hair, do you think men's, women's, or non-binary people?
Okay, I saw all over the place online that apparently people think bush automatically means women, or like it tends to mean women.
That's my first instinct is women's.
But also enough like weirdos online that I talk dirty to on Grindr say full bush about themselves. So
in what context? Someone like describes themselves as having a full bush to you?
Yeah, that's.
Do you ask? That doesn't come up when I talk to people on Grindr.
I'm a talker, Kyle. You know that.
You're just like, how's your bush today?
No.
Like what? Why does that come up?
Well, let's see. So it quite often comes up in conversations about dick size, to be honest. And people are like, it looks bigger when I don't have full bush is a sentence that people have said.
But people proactively talk to you about their bush on Grindr?
Sometimes.
That's interesting.
Look, Kyle, my Grindr is so weird.
But like the common thread is you.
I know. I'm the problem. I fully admit that I am the problem.
Okay. Anyway,
so does bush mean female pubic hair to you?
Yes, female pubic hair is what comes to mind immediately. That was the entire point of this question. Okay, the first definition of bush on Urban Dictionary is male and or female pubic genital hair. So at least on Urban Dictionary, they reference both. It could be both.
Great.
It could be both.
Okay.
The second definition, a disgrace to America. Which one? Which one?
I mean, I've seen there's a lot of bush that I think is pretty disgraceful. But I don't know that it disgraces the entire country.
And then the last one is a beautiful sight. Again, I hope that's not. Do they mean hedges?
Like Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
Scissorhands?
The next definition we got is bush pig, which is Australian origin. Have you heard this?
I completely forgot about that. Like lots of parts of the English-speaking world, but most specifically Australia, say bush when they just mean wilderness. Like out in the bush, I did.
Oh,
XYZ.
yeah, that was something I didn't. Hold on, I had this under my other section. In the bush is an Australian phrase meaning in the country or not in the city.
You have so many notes. Are you writing another book without me?
It's my own book that you're not a part of.
Great.
And you don't need to be. There was an entire thesis about someone who interviewed. It was clearly a thesis where someone needed to stretch for time because he was like, being out in the bush was like the topic. And he was like, to define being.
Oh, God.
Being is a word that means like to exist.
That's what I do to you all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is bush pig is offensive, but we're going to read it anyway. Derogatory label applied to particularly unattractive women, typically used to describe a woman from a rural area who has an unattractive face, a mullet hairstyle, is of stocky build, and dresses in flannel clothing. Which I think that sounds cute.
Sure.
Like a thick woman with flannel and a mullet? I think that sounds really attractive.
That's every lesbian bar in Seattle.
Yeah, yeah. And at the end it says, is not necessarily associated with homosexuality.
Yeah, okay.
So that must mean it is associated with homosexuality, because otherwise you wouldn't write that.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a little bit associated.
It's a little bit,
You've got to disclaim
it's a little bit. There's Bush Wookie.
Wait, okay, hold on. Let's go back to Australia for a second.
Sure.
Australians, a lot of them are hot, but also
is it because of the accent
and the hotness
and being hot? Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But they are like next level masters at misogyny, homophobia. like they've got like when I worked at. Oh shit! You have to beep that now.
Oh God! I have to edit this show.
Yeah, apparently. Sorry. But one of the things that I did was scan our documentation for offensive terms, and the list that we had was like hundreds of terms long, and it said country of origin, and most of them were Australia.
Wow!
And it was things like bush pig that you're like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds offensive.
It sounds mean. And it is. Bush Wookie.
Okay, this sounds bad.
An appropriate term for a lesbian.
Oh no, no. I wish I could make the Wookiee noise though. Can you make it? Yeah, that thing.
Right? Something like that.
Wow.
Didn't practice that. All right. There's a bushy, which is a mistake that could have easily been avoided with at least a little bit of common sense.
Okay.
A bushy.
A bushy.
Yeah. There's a bushfire,
Okay.
which is a man that sets his pubic hair on fire, usually with a lighter while under the influence of alcohol.
Yeah.
The female equivalent of a bushfire is a swamp fire.
Okay. Jesus, Kyle.
This isn't me. This is Urban Dictionary. I am not to blame. I am just the conduit for Urban Dictionary.
I will say that there were people in the fraternity who singed off their anus hair trying to light their farts on fire.
That's such a fraternity thing that you just said. That's such a frat bro thing.
Absolutely.
Did they actually light their farts on fire? Did they catch fire?
No.
Oh. That's
Not that I know,
disappointing.
but they sure tried.
What's the smell of burning anus hair?
Or the smell of burning fart.
Neither's great.
Neither is great.
The last one is bushwhacker.
Okay.
This is one who repeatedly beats his rod in
Like,
dick. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Against the vaginal mound. The purpose to either further stimulate the clit or penis or to maintain a solid erection. In some cases, bushwhacking is used to intensify orgasm after pulling out instead of the more commonly used hand jerking motion. Have you ever done the bushwhacker, Mike?
yeah.
You have?
Yeah. Look, I talk about this in the book. I have quite a lot of vaginas in my life and that's a fun thing to do.
It's fun?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
Someone loves it. I've never heard of this, nor have I done it. But, goals. Hit me up after the show. I don't know. Yeah. That's Urban Dictionary.
Okay. Well, let's talk about a slightly different thing, but still sort of vocab related. Euphemisms for bush, and by that I mean pubic hair.
Okay. Yeah, Avi.
There's really only one that I wanted to talk about in any length. But okay, so first is beaver.
Okay, yeah.
Right, that's like full beef. That's a thing. This one says lady garden, which I don't know.
I hate that.
Muff. That's also typically a term for female pubic hair. Landing strip.
Yeah. That's a specific kind.
It's a specific kind. So it's like Brazilian, like just waxed like a dolphin down there. And then there's landing strip.
You're right.
And then happy trail.
Oh, but that's not your bush. That's the stuff leading down to.
But strictly speaking, that's pubic hair.
Is that pubic? That's
From
pubic hair?
From your navel down to your dick and balls. That's all.
The stuff from your right below your belly button is still pubic hair?
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know.
It's axillary hair that is a post-secondary sex characteristic or whatever. It's on the Tanner scale.
I don't know what that is.
That's like the deeply it's the
from-
deeply disturbing pictures that are on Wikipedia of the various stages of pubic hair as you go through puberty. And again, this happened on the Gangbangs episode. I was researching on the plane, and the dude next to me on the plane yesterday also pretended to be asleep while I was looking at.
That's the right call. I think that's the right decision.
And
you
then,
were looking at the various stages of pubic hair after puberty on the plane?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird thing you did.
If we're going to talk about Bush, we're going to talk about it.
I guess so. Why not?
But my favorite one from this list that I found. Oh, sorry. And then there's also short and curlies.
Never heard that.
Like, you've never heard that?
No.
Kyle Jets. Who are you?
I don't know.
Grab him by the short and curlies?
Ew. Why would you say that? That's so mean.
That's like a Dom mask finance bro thing to say about
ew. I hate it.
We're gonna negotiate, and we're gonna grab him by the short and curlies.
Oh God.
You've never heard that?
No.
Oh.
We're gonna grab their pubic hair so hard they want to negotiate bad with us?
Yeah.
That's the implication?
Yes.
That's horrible.
Okay, well, I'm glad I taught you something today, Kyle.
Ew.
But the Australian one is they call it the map of Tassie. The map of Tassie, which is short for map of Tasmania, and it's because Tasmania kind of hangs off the end of Australia and looks like a piece of pubic hair. It looks
Really?
like it's so great. I love it so much.
Oh.
I'm really sorry, Tasmania. You get the brunt of a lot of jokes that you don't deserve. But also, I've never been there, so maybe you do deserve it.
Maybe, yeah, who knows? I mean, so does Florida. They got a lot of dick jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
Fine.
But yeah,
deserve it.
Tasmania is apparently crazy.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, okay, so again, getting back to we just did euphemisms. I do want to. It's not the history of pubic hair, but like why pubic hair, and they're like
why
do-
pubic hair,
why-
Mom?
Why is
Mom,
pubic hair?
why pubic hair?
Do I need? Derek, can we have more beverages, please? Yeah.
This is a power we wield when we're doing live shows.
Or Barbie. Can we have more beverages, please? Yeah, same thing. Thank you. It's fine. She's got it. Thanks, Derek.
Yay, Derek!
Okay, why is pubic hair? So
Why pubic hair?
the theories really break down to four like
It's a
things.
lot of theories for, yeah.
Evolutionary biology is complicated, Kyle.
Sure.
And they aren't necessarily mutually exclusive, but the thoughts are, number one, is that it is anti-pedophilia. That
Oh, no.
that from an evolutionary biology perspective, it is the equivalent of if there's grass on the field, play ball.
That phrase, boy, gives me the skeevies.
It should.
Okay.
But the idea is that is a way to determine if the person that you're about to have sex with is capable of getting pregnant or not, and that it's about breeding.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, I get
predators.
it.
Second is that it is for anti-chafing. That if you're gonna rub genitals together, that you need that's a natural lubricating thing that hair provides a way for friction to be lessened.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never rubbed genitals with other people.
You got to get out more. Frauding is fun, Kyle.
You're...
We're just very different people, and
I
get it.
know,
I understand. Number three is that it's for cushioning. That if you're gonna
in case of a big impact,
if you're gonna bang, then like you need to have like a little bit of padding there so that you don't hurt each other.
Okay.
I'm least compelled by that one.
I'm not compelled by many of these.
And that number four is that it's supposed to be stinky. That it is for trapping pheromones and other smells.
Oh, stinky in a good way.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stinky in a good way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not into raunch. I understand that a lot of people are, but the people who are, like, there's very good reason to believe that there's an evolutionary thing at work when it comes to being into smells, and that theory is also why we have like hair under our armpits, and that's about trapping personal scent, and that plays a role in attracting mates.
Do you ever have someone on Grindr be like, you into musk? And you're like, no. and then you don't know how to like get out of it? Like,
yeah, I mean, I know it's a thing. I just don't get it. Like, we try not to yuck anybody's yum. Like,
Yeah.
two consenting adults go for it. And I find the whole musk thing and the musk scene to be kind of problematic because they will often come to the bar stinky. And I just want to have a Truly. You know what I mean?
I've had a guy be hot enough that I was down for his musk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, those are the reasons for why. But before
I'm gonna do some Gata.
I know. Let me finish, Kyle.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Okay. There's this dude, John Ruskin. Anybody heard of John Ruskin? No, you're a history nerd if you know who John Ruskin is. He was 19th century. He was an English polymath. He's a writer, lecturer, art historian, art critic, draftsman, philanthropist of the Victorian era. What do we say about the Victorians, Kyle?
They started everything.
Anyway, there's this whole controversy about whether he was gay or not.
Okay.
And one of the pieces of evidence to him being gay is his his marriage. He got married to a woman named Effie Gray. I can't. If you don't know who John Ruskin is, it's hard to say how important he is, but he's super duper important, especially in the art history world.
I'll believe you.
Well, okay, just anyway.
Sure.
He got married to this woman named Effie Gray, and apparently they had their marriage annulled 6 years later.
Wow, you can do that?
And she said it was because they never consummated their marriage. They never banged. And so people are like, because he was gay.
Yeah.
That's why. But also, apparently, he told some of his friends that it was because on the night of their wedding, she took her pants off, and he was so aghast at her pubic hair, he's like, nope. And then didn't fuck for 6 years, and then they got their marriage annulled.
He was shocked for 6 years.
Now, there are some people who are like, he wasn't gay. It's just because the only female nudity that he had seen was in art or in sculpture, and they're usually waxed like a dolphin down there. And that maybe he was straight. He just had never anticipated that his wife would have pubic hair. But I think it's more likely that he was just gay.
Yeah. Looking for an excuse for sure.
Yeah, but anyway, so there's this whole thing about him in history and whether he was gay or not, based on like he was married to a woman and they did not have sex. That was the reason for their divorce. That's the only woman that he was ever with. That he was asexual or maybe gay, or apparently pubic hair could be that egregious.
Repulsed him for 6 years.
Okay, now we're going to talk more about pubic hair, everybody, because it's magical and we love it. Real quick, I want to do audience participation. So applaud if you are one of these three things. I'm going to go through them all, but applaud for the one that applies to you: shaved, trimmed, or full bush.
Okay.
So
reveal a little bit of personal information about yourself.
Yeah, round of applause for shaved, folks. Yeah, don't be shy. That's magical. Trimmed, that's me. Yeah. And full bush, folks. So this is what I wanted to get to. The vast majority of y'all said trim. Some kind of like taming the forest is happening in your life, but not totally shaved and not just like unkempt wilderness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why did we both think wilderness?
But you said you have some data on this.
I have some data, yes.
Okay.
This is called Pubic Hair Removal Practices and Motivations Among a Nationally Representative Sample of U.S. Men by Eric R. Walsh-Buhi, Hannah...
Nailing it. You're doing good, Kyle. Don't slow down now.
Margaret L. Walsh-Bushi. Oh, my God, they're related. They're related. Debbie Herbenick and Rebecca F. Houghton. In the American Journal of Men's Health, this is a peer-reviewed academic journal.
Great.
This came out in 2024.
Great. So it's new. It's new Bush data.
New Bush. This is the latest on Bush.
Great.
The findings: nearly half, or 46.7% of men reported lifetime pubic hair removal, which I would have thought more than half. That's surprisingly low to me.
Wait. Okay. Like removed it all, or just removed?
Removed some kind of trimming or anything.
So this is the shave or trim.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yep.
At all ever.
Yep.
That's wrong. It's way more than half.
It's more than half, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah. And then they asked in the past 30 days. It said 29.2% reported removing pubic hair in the past 30 days.
I mean, let me tell you about seasonal depression, Kyle. Sometimes you go more than 30 days without taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
But I can't get over that. About half of people have ever reported trimming their pubic hair.
Do you remember when we had Davey Wavy on the show and you all like were really mad at me because I said that I use scissors on my pubic hair?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that.
But we were talking about like methods, and I was like, yeah, just like pull the really long ones out and cut them off with scissors.
Ow. Do we need to get you some? We need a sponsor. We need a ball grooming sponsor.
When Manscaped sponsored us, they sent us kits with little shavers in it, and mine broke.
Mine broke too.
And now they don't sponsor us anymore.
Nor will they ever after this. I did like it.
Yeah?
For a while.
I got a knockoff one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to get a new one.
Yeah, just I like in the shower. It's a waterproof one, and it also the Manscaped one also cut me a couple of times. And
Well, I think you said that you just like went to town with it, which I don't think you. You still have to treat yourself gingerly while you're. I know that they say no nicks.
Now I'm thinking about gingers.
Do they trim? Who knows? Just over a third of men, so 35.8%, reported they had ever removed all of their pubic hair.
How many?
Just over a third. Have you ever removed all of it? Have you ever just been like, I'm done?
Yeah.
Yeah? You'd be a part of this third then.
I can't believe I'm going to say this in front of a whole bunch of people and some of the internet. When I was a freshman in college, and it was like the first week that I moved to school, like my parents and brothers dropped me off, and I was like, this is my first time being alone. I'm an adult now or whatever. I went through this weird, like, what are things that I could do that I couldn't do with a house full of people? And I like shaved all of my pubic hair off, from under my arms, my like dick and balls, everything. I have a tiny bit of chest hair. I just don't usually. I can't, but like I do have a little bit, and I shaved that off too. And I don't know why. I still have no idea why I did that. Like what drove me to do that?
Did you feel powerful, or
it was?
Did you feel good about yourself, or something?
I think it was something. It was about control. It really was about control. It was like you grow up in a small little house sharing one bathroom with your two brothers, and there's like self-exploration that you can't do that takes time to figure out. And I was also very, very much wrestling with my sexuality at that stage of my life too. But yeah, anyway, I don't know why I did that, but I did it. Oh. But yes, the answer to your question.
Yes, the answer is yes.
This is podcasting, Kyle. Take 3 minutes to answer a yes or no question.
Of the 495 men surveyed, 2 reported removing pubic hair daily. That's a lot of pubic hair removal. That takes up so much time in your life if it's daily.
So the one time that I did that, I was like, a day or two later, I was like, motherfucker, this shit is itchy.
Oh, yeah,
This is itchy as fuck. Never again. So I think that you either have to do like never again or like stay on top of that so you avoid the itchy part. But I also imagine that like maybe you get used to it or your skin gets better at dealing with it. I don't know.
Or you get ingrown hairs.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the two.
Yeah.
14.6% reported doing it weekly, 25.5% reported doing it monthly, and 34% reported doing it every few months.
Okay.
The top 5 reasons they do it are, what's in the top 5, Mike?
Appearance. They like the way it looks.
No.
Well, then shit. I don't know. Why do anything?
Number 1 is it makes me feel cleaner.
Oh, okay.
It just makes me feel a little sticky sometimes. Your balls are like, hey, leg. You know. It's just like.
If your balls could talk, what would their voice sound like, do you think? Like,
it would be like the short guy and a tall guy in a movie. One would be like, hi, everybody. And the other would be like, hey, buddy. Okay. There's one that's slightly bigger. He's like, hey, everybody. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Okay, great.
I don't know. What do your balls sound like?
Mine don't talk.
Oh, shit. Been doing too much drugs. Number 1, makes me feel cleaner. Number 2, more comfortable that way.
Okay.
Number 3, makes oral sex easier.
Yeah.
Number 4, makes oral sex better.
No.
Because you can get at them balls.
What?
You can get at them balls.
What does that have to do with hair?
If there's less hair there, you can get at them balls. Okay. If I keep saying it, will it make sense to you?
No.
If there's no hair there, I'm going to suck on your testicles.
Oh.
If there's hair there, I'm probably not going to lick them.
Why not?
Because there's too much going on.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Do you get down on hairy balls?
I don't think I've ever really noticed.
You don't work the balls during a blowjob?
Yes, of course I do. But
I don't with your hands, not with your mouth.
No, or with my mouth, yeah.
And when they're hairy, you're fine with licking hairy balls?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't lick hairy balls.
Okay. All right. Let that be a lesson to all of you here.
I'm suddenly very aware of myself being in front of a lot of people right now. Anyway. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. Number 5, helps me feel sexy.
Okay.
Do you feel sexy after you've shaved some of your pubic hair?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Oh.
Not shaved, but like after I trim, or like I often trim in anticipation of sexy time.
Yeah.
And so then like I'm
It's like a Pavlovian response to like shaving noise. Like if you're shaving in the bathroom, does your boyfriend like know it's on?
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm giving a blowjob tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta train him somehow, Kyle.
Yeah. Predictors of pubic hair removal. So these are the things that make you more likely to have removed your pubic hair. First one they listed was sexual orientation.
Oh.
For straight men, the percentage of men that had removed their pubic hair in the past 30 days was 27.6%.
Straight guys.
Not enough.
Take care of your shit.
Or, on the other hand, don't. You know? Like, what's the downside?
I don't know. Like straight women, I feel so bad for you. Just like across the board, straight guys are bad at stuff.
Yeah. That's the stereotype. I went through a long phase of not shaving anything.
Let me tell you about seasonal depression, Kyle.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, for straight men, it was 27.6%. For gay, bisexual, or other men, it was 50% had shaved in the past 30 days.
okay.
So that's only half. That's not like everyone.
But that's like twice as much as straight guys.
That's almost twice as much. Yeah.
Because we know
Yeah. What do we know?
that you got to take care of your shit.
I don't know. I'm coming around to like the natural kind of.
I don't even know you anymore.
Anyway, age was another predictor of pubic hair removal. People that were 18 to 24 and people that were over 65 were less likely to report pubic hair removal than the other age groups.
Okay. Because when you're young, you don't know any better. And when you're old, you're too tired.
Yeah, you're old. You're like, I don't give a. This is the last thing I'm worried about, is shaving my pubes. People with a higher other things that predicted pubic hair removal were higher incomes,
Okay.
sexually active men.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. If you're doing the nasty, you're gonna clean up a little bit more. And frequent social media users were more likely to report.
What?
I think because they.
Like TikTok is a gateway drug to shaving your pubes?
Yes.
Okay.
I think because you see it, like everyone's so like pristine and all like put together on social media, on like
Okay.
Instagram and stuff.
Okay.
And so I think you want to be like that. So like I can't lose weight tonight, but I can shave my pubes.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And they found no difference. So this did not predict pubic hair removal. No difference based on race or ethnicity, marital status, education, or geographic region.
Huh.
So marital status, I would think if you're married, you would
Give
be
up?
less likely. Yes, be less likely to remove your pubic hair, because you know that if you're married, you know that you have to. That's not true. You don't have to just because you're married. But like, there's one person I'm getting it from, so.
Then they're stuck with you.
And they're stuck. Yeah, that's the Gayda.
Okay. Well, thank you for the Gayda, Kyle.
You're welcome, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't.
What?
I had a whole thing that I don't actually want to talk about.
Okay.
Of the Bush family. We have to talk about the Bush family.
Sure.
Like when you say Bush, that is for sure a thing that comes to mind. And like there is this whole. I guess mystique around dynasties like that, right? Like
Yeah.
they've got two presidents and a governor, and like their dad or grandfather was a senator. Like George H.W. Bush's dad was a senator, Prescott Bush, and but they. The question is it just me, or were they better for gay people? Not good for gay people, but better for gay people than Republicans are now. And I think the answer is yes.
I think everything was better with Republicans back in the day.
When did that change? You know?
Trump.
Okay. Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Tea Party, like the entire Tea Party. I think with what's her Alaskan bitch. Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin. Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. So I found this story from 2014 on Politico, and it's called "Inside George W. Bush's Closet."
Oh.
And it talked a lot about the openly gay staffers that worked for the Bush administration and their like feeling of inclusion or not and safety or not. And it sounds like basically the faggots ran that administration.
Really?
But they were not out, and they weren't out to each other.
Oh.
And then they often like would find out about each other after the fact.
I would think you'd see each other on Grindr. I would think that'd be so easy to find each other.
During the Bush administration?
Yeah.
No, Kyle.
Oh, there wasn't the.
He left office in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's this whole thing about the pivot. So the Bush administration at some point started attacking same-sex marriage. The same-sex marriage movement was growing in the country, and the Bush administration made a hard choice to pivot to being more vocally anti-gay marriage in order to appease that part of their constituents. So. And so the gays inside that administration really felt very, very betrayed, but in a way that like they felt okay about being part of that administration up until then.
Yeah.
So also Laura Bush apparently was pretty okay. Like she vocally supported gay marriage in a couple of interviews, but like we didn't elect her. Like so she's pro gay marriage. That didn't actually matter.
It didn't help us at all.
And was she drunk when she killed that boy in high school?
I only know about this because of you telling me.
She and a girlfriend caused a car accident where the other driver was a high school student that died in the car accident, and but it was like a stop sign in the middle of nowhere in Midland, Texas, and
I'm from there.
But anyway, I think she was just hammered. I think she,
but didn't get in trouble for it.
But didn't get in trouble for it. Okay, so but the last thing that I want to talk, I don't like the Bush family. We have to talk about them a little bit. We're going to move on now, but Billy Bush from Inside Hollywood was who dickbag fuckface asshole orange Shitler was talking to when he said grab him by the pussy.
Oh yeah.
And Billy Bush, the person he was talking to, is a Bush. Did you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is a Bush. He's George Herbert Walker Bush's nephew.
Wow.
And everything comes full circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nephew of former President George Herbert Walker Bush and cousin of George W. Bush and Jeb Bush also because they're brothers. But Access Hollywood. I said Inside Hollywood. It's Access Hollywood. He's a Bush.
Huh.
So like the grab him by the pussy guy apparently is from that family. So maybe they are terrible people. And then the people that are like George W. Bush is a war criminal, I kind of believe that, but also I don't know how you be a president in this country in the geopolitical climate that we have without committing a little war crime here and there.
just a hint of war crime, right?
But yeah, I don't know. I have weirdly when the Bush when George W. Bush was elected, I was a voter and I was sad. I was also on the ballot that night, which that's funny because I ran for office.
That's right.
And then
did you win?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. And then
you might not be here if you won.
When he won re-election, I remember being very upset. I remember being very sad, but nowhere near the just horrible, oh my God, the world is ending feelings that I have now.
Yeah. And
so maybe it's rose-colored glasses, but I sort of look back on the Bush administrations as like sort of fondly. Like, things at least were less crazy then.
I think Republicans were less crazy then. I think that's true.
All right. Well, I know that you said that you have some crazy shit he said.
I have some Bushisms, which Bushisms are unconventional statements, phrases, pronunciations, malpropisms, and semantics or linguistic errors made in public speaking by George W. Bush.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Make the Pie Higher?
No, I don't remember that.
There was a poem that was going around the internet that was called Make the Pie Higher, and it was a poem of just like stupid shit that he had said.
Yeah. It's easy to find.
Okay, great.
Here are some of my favorites.
Here we go.
They misunderestimated me.
Yeah.
Is a great one.
Yeah.
Families is where nations find hope, where wings take dream.
Where wings take dream.
Where wings take dream.
Do you remember that time that John Ashcroft, John Ashcroft, he was the Attorney General, started singing?
No.
He made up a song about eagles flying or some shit and sang it at a press conference.
That's a weird thing to do.
They're weird people.
They're weird people. This is a classic one. There's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again."
You can't get fooled again.
Do you have a Bush impression that you want to bust out?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay. I don't either. That's unfortunate. Too many good docs are getting taken out of the business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across the country. It's weird. Another one of my favorites. Rarely is the question asked, "Is our children learning?"
Yeah. Is they?
Is them?
Not anymore. There's no more DOE.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they don't need to learn anymore. We don't give them lunches or anything.
Yeah.
It's rough. Let's see. I'm telling you, there's an enemy that would like to attack America. Americans, again. There just is. That's the reality of the world. And I wish him all the very best.
Okay, but like, there's an unseen enemy that's attacking us is just fascism.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what's happening with trans people. That's what's happening with illegal immigrants. That's what's happening with just everything. Like, conservative people are just so scared all the time of everything, and fascists love telling them to be scared. So that
helps them get elected, is telling them to be scared.
Oh God, Kyle, we need to move on to something funnier.
Working hard to put food on your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this is the last one, and I love it. I think we agree. The past is over. Yeah,
I do agree. I agree.
You know what? I agree with Bush. The past is over.
Oh God.
Yeah, those are some Bushisms.
That guy. I did like the way that he talked. There was a Will Ferrell's impression of him on Saturday Night Live was magical.
Oh.
And I remember this whole. I forget what the context was, but he was talking about how Iraq ends in a Q, but there's no U after the Q, and that's not right. And their signs aren't in English; they're in some kind of swirly code. I can't do a Bush, but okay. So let's talk. I want to talk to you about Bush the band.
Okay.
Round of applause. Do you remember Bush the band?
Some people.
Great. That's the over 40 crowd. So Bush was the mid 90s, and you were right. Glycerin. That's the song. Yeah.
Glycerin.
But the lead singer was Gavin Rossdale, and he eventually married.
He was hot, right?
He was hot. hot,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah.
And maybe he still is. We'll have to see.
Whom knows?
But he married Gwen Stefani, and then like that's about the time that Bush was like kind of breaking up, and like they largely disappeared. Although they did have a reunion and put out a couple of more albums. Anyway, but Bush, Gavin Rossdale, hot Gavin Rossdale, apparently was in Boy George's 1995 autobiography, Take It Like a Man.
Oh.
And in that biography, he maintains that Gavin Rossdale had a secret gay sexual relationship with a man named Peter Robinson.
Wow.
And who was known as Marilyn in the 1980s. So this dude is not super famous here. It's more famous in the UK. But Marilyn was a very androgynous sort of femme performer in the UK scene, the underground in the 80s. And I thought it was really interesting because he did a bunch of gender bending. And this is around the time that like the Eurythmics and Annie Lennox was doing a bunch of sort of androgynous gender bending type stuff.
Yeah.
But then when that book came out, Gavin Rossdale responded, quote, "That's George's take. He doesn't know me. There's a queue of people going to their lawyers about stuff in his book. I hope he manages to sell some books by putting my name in there."
Oh, he was lying?
And so Gavin Rossdale and Peter Robinson initially denied the story, but in 2003, Robinson dedicated the Marilyn single Hold On Tight to Gavin Rossdale, citing in the notes, quote, the years of passionate relationship. And the single, the cover of the single, was a photo of him and Gavin Rossdale on the cover.
Oh, interesting. Drama.
Yeah. And then in things sort of thawed over time, but both men spoke more candidly about their past relationship as time went on. In 2009, Peter Robinson confirmed that he and Rossdale had been, quote, together for 5 years in the 80s.
That's so long.
And in 2010, Rossdale acknowledged having a liaison with Robinson, describing it as experimentation and, quote, part of growing up.
For 5 years?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
a lot of experimenting, buddy. I mean, I have some news for you.
Sometimes you just have to keep trying to make sure.
Just to see. I know it's been 4.5 years, but let me keep experimenting with you, sir. Yeah.
Peter Robinson later called Gavin Rossdale the love of my life. Oh. And I just... In looking for different things that were Bush related to talk about, the lead singer of Bush, hot Gavin Rossdale, apparently likes penises.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very, very excited about that. But I do think this points to that pop culture is so much more accepting of gay people than it used to be. Like that would have been a career killer, I think, for Gavin Rossdale to come out in the mid-90s. And no longer is. I think that he could come out and say, like, yeah, I did some bi shit in the 80s and like not suffer for that at all.
It was the 80s. I mean, what are you going to do but do some bi shit?
Well, hide that shit, though. If you
hide it.
If you want to have a career, right?
Yeah.
So I think things have gotten better. And that's why I have some hope for our current future. Like, I don't think we're going to end up back in the closet. Like, people are really, really worried these days that we're going to be hunted or deported or rounded up and sent to a shitty state. Oklahoma comes to mind. Like, I don't think that's going to actually happen. I think that the tide has turned and that we have most of like culture on our side now.
I think so too. I think there's
great.
Yeah. There's hope for the future. Yeah. We just got to make it through the next few years.
Whatever little shred of hope you can grab onto and cling to, you should do it.
Everything's good and you should feel good today.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going back to pubic hair, probably.
We're going back to pubic hair. Yep. Let's ask Reddit.
Great. Let's ask Reddit.
The question is it okay to have a full bush these days? This is posted by user Alluring Cloaca on Ask Gay Bros Over 30. I've been trimming for so many years, bush, armpits, and butt, that I actually had no idea what I looked like au natural. With lockdown, remember that?
Oh my God.
I've let it all grow out, and it kind of feels manly to just be who I am. I want to have my first experience with a guy. Is this going to be a big deal if I'm untrimmed? I'm somewhat hairy and feeling self-conscious about this, but also want to be accepting of my own body. I'd also love to know what percentage of guys have been full bushed in any one experience with hookups. What would your suggestion be to this man?
Well, really, just when his pants are coming off, be ready for anything.
You got to be ready for unless you've seen pictures of it, which case but
do you?
But do you? That's true.
Okay. Are people better at taking pictures of their own dick than I am? Because I feel like it misrepresents reality.
What do you feel like is misrepresented?
Oh, no, it's not me. I don't think. I've seen some really, really big dick pictures that that's the same dick, but it's not that big in real life. Like, what are your secrets? You know what I'm saying? Like, are there really angles that make it better?
Yes.
Is there like a whole methodology to this?
Oh, I've never taken or sent a dick pic.
That's so weird.
I can't help you on this.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody after the show tell me or help
tell
me out.
Tell you the angles? Yeah. Do you want to go in the bathroom with someone and take some pictures?
Always. I don't know. What would your advice be? What do you think?
More recently, in the past, I think my advice would have been trim it up, and you got to stay trim. But more recently, I've been just kind of like, be who you are. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like let it ride.
There are some people though that shouldn't take that advice.
But I don't know. I care more about his dick, so like my dick doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on with my dick.
That's true. You could treat your pubic hair as a no-go sign, like just a no-fly zone. Like, I want you to focus on the other end.
Yeah. Some of the responses. I feel like it's more widely acceptable to have a full bush than it is to have weird shit going on where guys have good amount of body hair, then pull down their undies, and then bam, shave pubes. This is honestly some of the most off-putting shit. So... I do think that, like, not the drapes have to match the carpet, but that, like, you do need to be consistent. Like, you want to build an aesthetic. You want to put together a look.
If you're a hairy dude and you're gonna like embrace the hairy dude thing, you can't just like have one part of your body be this like alabaster shiny area.
Yeah. Someone else said shaved is a huge turn off for me. I don't mind a fuller bush. I prefer trimmed. It doesn't have to be super short. Untrimmed for a long period of time can be a bit much. Mm-hmm. Which I think that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, well, and my ex-wife was landing strip pretty consistently.
And did you like that?
Well, but she said it was because completely bare makes you look like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And ever since she said that, I was like, yeah, you're kind of right.
Yeah.
And that's. I think some people respond to that intrinsically, like sort of negatively.
Yeah. Someone else said to me, shaved cocks are about as sexy as a Frankfurter sausage. I don't know if that's good I don't know whether that's good or bad.
How sexy is a Frankfurter?
I'm hungry always, so I don't know.
Or maybe they mean Tim Curry from Frank Enfurter, Dr. Frank Enfurter.
No, they didn't spell it that way. Oh. Someone else said you should always keep your body hair as you like it for you.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with keeping it natural. Many guys will like you that way. For someone with different tastes that wants to stay trimmed or completely hairless, they should also do what they like for themselves. They will also find people that like them that way. The point is to just be yourself as you like to be. Do exactly what you like for yourself and don't change for other people. Being true to yourself and comfortable with what you like is what makes a person sexy.
Girl.
Which I think that's...
Preach.
I think that's really good advice. Lastly, someone else said, Bush is life. So that was helpful.
Right.
But I was surprised because more people than not said to, like, they were down with full bush and not to trim. Or to just trim a little bit. But, like, there were more people that were on the side of, like, just leave it.
Leave Bush alone.
Leave Bush alone.
Okay, well, so I do. This is a brief. This is. We don't have to linger on this very long, but we do need to talk about actual like bushes, like topiary.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, sure.
We're going to.
Yes, let's do it.
It's
I think this is our last segment.
Yeah. So I just wanted to. ChatGPT was helping me answer the question, "What is the gayest bush?" And it had.
What is the gayest bush?
It had two, I think, really great answers. One is the lavender bush, which I don't know if you don't care about plants at all, do you? Like,
no, I have fake plants in my place because I can't remember to water them. Someone gave me a plant when I moved into my place, and I forgot to water it like one time. I never watered it once.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
And?
It died.
Yeah, it died.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it didn't go great.
But you keep Reynolds alive.
He moves around. And when he's hungry, he jumps up at me, and he's like, hey, a plant doesn't do that.
Okay. Well, so the lavender bush, lavender is a purple flower, has a lovely aroma, and it grows in a bush. Some species of it grow as a bush. And, of course, lavender is been associated with gay men for a really long time. They call everything that happened in this town in the 1950s the Lavender Scare because of all of those associations. And we then started using lavender as a code for each other. Like people would wear lavender ties or like lapel pins or just like a little sprig of lavender as a way to indicate to those in the know, like Polari style, a secret way of indicating each other. And it was sort of supplanted by pink as our color around the time of Stonewall, but lavender is like the OG color or flower.
Have we done an episode on lavender?
I don't know. Kyle, 431 episodes. Derek, have we done a show on lavender? Yes? Okay, great.
Derek says yes.
Great. But then rose bushes. Apparently rose bushes are also super gay in Japan. And
I didn't know
I was
that.
kind of excited about that. So, yeah. So in Japan, roses became a symbol for gay men in the 1960s. And it was a pejorative word before that. The bara, B-A-R-A, bara, is Japanese for rose, but was also like faggot. Was like that's how it was used before that, and then was reclaimed. And then the bush itself became sort of a symbol for the gay community. And they also use roses in Japan as a symbol for the trans community, especially with regards to Trans Day of Remembrance. And the phrase, "give us roses while we're still here," is used as a reminder that while it's good to remember those lost to violence, it's better for us to all make efforts to make the world a safer place for the trans community. So
that's beautiful.
The gayest bushes. Yeah, round of applause for that. Sure, yeah. Lavender and rose bushes are the gayest bushes.
I love that. Those are gay bushes.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you said you had some tips, but you want to cut that segment?
Yeah. I don't know that we need to talk about this. I started.
Don't use scissors. Is that your tip? Because I'm not going to listen.
I started reading this article that was called "How to Trim Pubic Hair for Men." It's in all caps for some reason. I don't know why.
Great.
What to do and not to do. And I started reading it, and it was like soon realized it was like how to lop it all off.
Yeah.
So apparently you got to like take a shower first and get it wet, and then I think it said use scissors or a razor to.
I had no idea that my fraternity days would come up twice in this episode, and we had a formal one time with one of the sororities.
Okay.
And there was a fraternity brother who we had to take to urgent care because he cut open his scrotum preparing for this formal because he thought for sure he was going to get laid.
Yeah.
And they super glued his scrotum back together, which medical glue is a thing, and I know that.
I was going to say I could do that. I have super glue. I have Gorilla Glue.
Also, this kid, God, fraternities are so gay. One of his testicles was named the Biosphere. Because it was really, really big. He had some kind of like issue with his testicle.
Oh, that's fun to make fun of.
it's a fraternity making fun of me.
Yeah.
But like people would ask him at parties, get the biosphere out, and he'd have to like haul out this one giant testicle for everybody to see from time to time.
Haul out like you have to carry it over his back to bring it out or something.
Anyway, that's like a dangerous bush trimming story that I
be careful.
Forgot until right this second.
Yeah. I for a long time didn't shave. I actually just shaved recently.
Yeah.
Not because of this episode, just because I just felt like it. Felt like clean it up.
Yeah.
Felt like it was like something I could do for myself. You know.
I think of it as something that I can do for my boyfriend, actually. So that's all part and parcel, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, like you get ready for sexy time, and then you feel sexy, and then you feel a little like more forward or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to take a break here in just a little bit, and then
we didn't talk about Sophia Bush.
Oh.
That was the one thing I had. I didn't have an entire segment, but actress Sophia Bush came out as queer in an essay on Glamour.
Okay.
And confirmed she's in a relationship with retired soccer player, of course, Ashlyn Harris.
Okay, who is this?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Sophia Bush is. She was in the OC.
Oh yeah, I do. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
But no, I know that the OC was like a very big part of like millennial culture for a while, right?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. We're going to take a break.
Congrats, Sophia. That's fantastic.
Yeah, good for her.
Welcome to the tent.
Yeah.
Or something. Could I get another High Noon? Do you want another water?
No.
Or water.
Water.
Wine?
Why
you want to turn some water into wine?
Why do I drink water? No, I'm good.
Thank you. I heart you. We're going to take a break. When we take a break, for no reason whatsoever, we're going to take a shot. Also, I feel like I need to remind everyone that our breaks are literally 45 seconds long, so don't
go anywhere.
Stand up and go out to the street or anything.
Yeah.
Thank you. When we come back from the break, we're going to do our Gayest and Straightest. So if you want to share one, be ready to share it in this microphone over here.
Yeah.
That's it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, hey, everybody who's not here right now. In 2 weeks, we are going to be in San Francisco, California for the show. We are doing I'm so good at this.
You got this.
We're going to be at Oasis on Sunday, April the 6th. Tickets are on Eventbrite. And then we're rounding out our book tour in Dallas, Texas on Sunday, April the 20th at the Rose Room. You can find tickets for both of those at gayishpodcast.com/book, where we have all of our stuff. And it is our 8th birthday, Kyle.
Next week, right?
Next week. Oh, I love it. April 3rd is our official birthday. So if you want to send us a card or a gift or something,
now's the time.
It's probably too late. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
And what else? If you want to purchase a book, you can do so right here in this very room over by the door. Or at gayishpodcast.com.book, because our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on socials at Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, especially if it's your Gayest and Straightest, at 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. And I haven't made Derek go there in a while. It's probably... If you sent us a puppy, it's dead. Didn't know that DC would be into the dead puppy joke. But
yeah. Do you want to do our Gayest and Straightest?
Let's do our Gayest and Straightest.
Okay, I'll go.
Do it.
Okay, my gayest is taking the biggest bananas that I could find at the store.
That was a journey.
Thanks. I just got the massive, hugest bananas.
Did you put them up your butt?
And then I sat on them.
Yeah.
That's not a good one to sit on because it opened. Yeah.
Bananas?
Yeah. It squeezes out.
Wait,
Anyway.
hold on. What vegetable would you recommend, Kyle?
Cucumber. Obviously.
Didn't have you?
No.
Okay, great. Because it seems kind of bumpy to me.
You put a condom on.
Oh, okay.
Safe sex practices.
Okay, great.
They start with you, Mike. My straightest is that I get ready. It takes me 15 minutes to get ready in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my friends told me it takes him longer to shit than that in the morning. But my morning routine is very quick. I go super quickly.
You should tell that friend to up their fiber intake because 15 minutes to shit means something's not great.
Or you're just, chilling. You're on your phone. You got other stuff to do while you're shitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me? So the straightest thing about me this week is on the plane ride here yesterday, I was just giggling my ass off because somebody in the near proximity to me kept farting.
Oh, no.
And it was rank.
Oh,
and
boy.
I just kept laughing about it. And the flight attendant was like, "What are you laughing at?" And I turned bright red. I'll have some coffee, please.
You didn't want to be like farts.
Yeah, but farts are funny, and
Farts.
those were funny.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then the gayest thing about me this week is Kyle.
What?
That boy's butt last night.
That boy's butt.
Oh my God. We were at JR's and there is this boy there who came in with his friend and his friend said to me, "You're fine," which that made me like in a good way. Not like you're fine, but like you're fine. And but I was not into him. I was into the person that he was with. That boy was 30% ass. Like oh my
goodness. He had a crop top and too much ass to handle.
Just an insane amount of ass.
Yeah.
And then when we were at Crush,
he showed up.
He showed up, and so did his ass. It was great. I don't know.
Did you talk to him?
No.
Oh.
No. I did talk to Josh. I think his name was Josh, the hot boy that was clearly on ecstasy.
Oh, that's right. He was like, he was dancing, and no one else was. He was just by himself dancing.
And like everyone that came in, he greeted them.
He like welcomed them. Yeah, as
he did not
danced.
work there.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's mine. Okay. Audience participation time. It's time for your gayest and straightest. The microphone is here. If you would like to share yours, then raise your hand, and I'm going to make eye contact. I did it. Avi, come on down.
Woo.
Yeah.
Say your name, your pronouns if you're from here or if you're from elsewhere, and your gayest and straightest.
Hi all, my name's Avi. I live in Baltimore, and
Yeah, for Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
I'll go with my gayest first, which is being told I'm not butch, I'm metrosexual by one of my hard lesbian friends, which was hard to
Sorry. I'm trying to fix things. Get right up on there, girl.
which was
Yep.
hard to come to terms with. That I apparently identify as metrosexual, which is very hard for me. And the straightest was that I got gay married, but my honeymoon was at Trader Joe's. Yeah. We wanted to go grocery shopping after going to the courthouse, and it was like a Saturday. We had chores to do. So, Trader Joe's, if you want to sponsor me, my wedding's still happening next year, so I'm taking sponsors.
There you go.
My heads up for future Gayest, and this is like a little bit appeal to DC, but there are 2 big trans pride events coming up, one on the 31st, which is Trans Day Visibility, and one on May 17th. Allies, show up. This is for all of us. What's in it for one of us is in it for all of us. If you have time, come on out. Make us not be alone out there.
Yeah.
Come show your support.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please show up. We need allies more than ever. I made eye contact. I love your brooch. Let's do it. Come on.
All right. Hi, Gayish. I'm Charles, and my gayest is today, actually. This morning when I was rushing out to go see the Blossoms at the National Mall, I remembered to take my PrEP, but I forgot to take my allergy meds.
Oh, no.
And subsequently, at the National Mall, My straightest was I had to do a snot rocket into a garbage can.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Okay, who else? Who else? Yeah, Dan, come on up. My fraternity brother, Dan, everybody.
Hi, y'all. So yeah, my name is Dan from Williamsburg, Virginia. So my Gayest is listening to Rent the Musical on my way up here.
Yeah.
Pay homage for your musical episode.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course that's after a morning delight. And then my straightest is I've recently been promoted as a maintenance lead for the winery. So fixing things for other people.
Yeah. Maintenance man. Absolutely. This one's about proximity. Yeah, come on down.
This is John Crawley, Super Gap Bridger.
Yeah.
The straightest thing about me this week is this outfit. For those listening at home, I'm wearing a plaid shirt and blue jeans. The gayest thing about me this week is I finally finished reading my copy of Gay New York, which was a good book, as you said.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was very dense. It took me 5 months to read, but
Yeah. It is dense, absolutely, but it's
did
important.
you finish it?
No.
Good for you.
You're better than me. Thank you, John. Thank you. John, there you are. I see you. Come on down.
Hi, yes. John Wong, using your hold all the time. Anyways, my straightest is, so for work, we're closing one of our offices, so I have to, do the, basically schedule, our office shredding, banker's boxes for documents, to, send them over for document retention, very boring straight things. But my gayest was, on Thursday, during my lunch break, I had a threesome.
Yeah.
And I was the one at the center.
During your lunch break?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have sex and then you eat afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, and I was the center of attention. I was a threesome, so that was great.
Good for you.
Jealous.
Hello.
Mike Covington, how are you?
Super Gap Bridger, Mike Covington. My gayest for the year is marrying Super Gap Bridger Dusty Sands.
Most adorable wedding of all time, by the way.
The straightest was just before coming here. I was over at the tavern next door eating food. And because my hands were busy, so I couldn't read a comic or something, I was watching basketball. I'm like, I don't do this normally. What is this?
What sport is this?
No, I did play for 2 years, so I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just choose not to watch.
Okay.
Totally.
Thank you. One more. We'll do one more. And I saw a hand over here somewhere. Is it? No? Okay. Yeah, come on up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Darren from Virginia. My straightest this week is getting really excited for buying a bunch of tools because I had some crap I had to fix around the house.
What'd you buy?
Just wrenches, and they're specialized tools for fixing some machinery.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, yeah, and then my gayest is the weather's been really warm here, so wearing my short jorts for doing all the work around the house.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, Kyle, we did it again.
Oh, oops.
Here we are.
did it again.
Oops, we did it again. First of all, another big round of applause and thank you to pitchers, David and Barbie and the staff here. You all have been so fantastic. A huge thank you, as always, to our producer, Derek, and his parents at the door, taking care of everybody. I always forget to do this part, and so I'm gonna do it now. Our plan after this is to hang out here at Pitchers and eat something, and then we have some packing up to do. But you're welcome to come say hey, take pictures, whatever, while we're tearing down. But we'll stick around here for a couple of hours, probably get a bite to eat, and then take all of our shit home around 5 or 6, and then maybe go out later. Usually post the details of where we end up on our Discord server, which if you didn't know, we have a Discord server. We have a Discord server, and that's where you can get up-to-date real-time info on our location. Also, a thank you to all of you. A round of applause for yourselves, Washington, D.C. This is the only show we've ever sold out. And then I emailed them and I'm like, can we do more people? And they said, yes, you can do more people, but it means that they're going to have to sit together. And you're sitting together like there's clearly strangers that just met today. And I'm so happy for that. What else, Kyle? Who?
I want to thank our super gap bridgers.
Yeah.
Thank you to Locomotives, Simon Strachey, Kaylee Adams, Kit Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Pip, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Yost Dosel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Zanya, Michael Covington, Just Jamie, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from Pitchers in the Adams Morgan neighborhood of Washington, D.C. and the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week.
See ya.